Do a little.
I've been getting so many amazing messages still
Really?
about all of this.
Oh no, people love you. People are like,
oh, cool.
Oh my god, I love FearlessFig so much. Freaking love FearlessFig. They love you.
That's awesome.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am back with Sarah and we are going to happy dance. We're going to be doing our next appointment. This is appointment number 2 of the Dietitian Diaries. Ooh, did I just come up with a series name?
I like
well, it seems like it should be more your diary.
Dietitian Diaries.
It's a diary of mine.
It's a working title.
Yeah, we're
working title.
Yeah, working title. We're just gonna do what we do just as before. You guys are just going to get to be kind of like the fly on the wall and getting to listen in on this conversation and learn as much as you can. So as usual, I will have all of Sarah's social medias, her website, anything if you want to book an appointment with her, all of that will be linked in the description box. I know a lot of you guys have been reaching out, so that's awesome. So just keep doing that.
So let's start just with something that you want to celebrate or something that you're proud of that's happened over the past couple weeks.
Well, the second we talked about crock pots and smoothies,
Yeah.
the amount of crock pot recipes that I have made is insane.
That's awesome.
I made like fajita chicken or chicken fajitas. I made like chicken, potatoes, and green beans. What else did I made? One other one. Oh, I made teriyaki chicken with broccoli. And it was so good. And I did like the healthy version of it because I found them on Pinterest. That was fun and I really enjoyed it. And I felt like I was a chef without actually really being one, because are you really a chef when you just dump it all into a crock? Kind of.
Yes.
You have to know how to chop and mince.
That's chefing.
Yeah, I was chefing, so I was really proud of that. You met Riley. I was responsible for like making dinner and Riley was making all the smoothies.
How do you feel? Has it impacted the way you feel?
Oh my god, it is so good. This last week I haven't been able to cook as much, and honestly it's just a matter of me not making the time to grocery shop, because I kind of forget that, you know, in order to cook you need groceries constantly. So I was like going through groceries a lot. So this week I haven't been able, and I can feel the difference of last week to this week with my energy, with the way that I'm working out in the gym, my sleep. All of those things have gravely been affected. Like I've been tired all week. I have been eating like the pre-packaged meals that I have, like bite meals and stuff, but I generally don't really crave those. Like I prefer a home cooked meal over something that was thrown in the microwave. I love bite meals, but you know, I just feel like it's not the same experience. And so therefore I'm not eating as much. I just feel like this week I haven't been eating as much. So that would kind of go hand in hand, I guess, with the not cooking.
Yeah, and have things just been more stressful, more on your plate?
Yes. I'm learning time management right now. Yeah, I've been just undersleeping, and I just had a lot of things that I had to do this week, I guess, at the end of the day. I just had a lot of different things.
And are you still having, I know we talked about that, like, almost dragging yourself out of bed in the morning?
No, that's not really it. More so this week, I guess. When I was cooking and making smoothies, no, like I was a little machine. But this week it's been different. But when I'm eating good and I'm cooking myself meals every day, no, I feel amazing.
So the question is, if you know you feel good when you're cooking and not as good when you're not prioritizing that, how do we kind of blend the two together where you at least have the time and space and it doesn't have to be super overwhelming?
I honestly think it's just a matter of me grocery shopping, and I think I'm like trying to be more money conscious, and so there are totally apps that I could just go on. What's one of the popular ones?
Instacart?
Yes, Instacart.
I love Instacart.
Yeah, it's like an additional $10, right? Plus the tip. Like you end up maybe in total spending an additional $15, $20, but it's the convenience of like...
It's amazing. I use it every week.
Really?
Every week. If we're looking at, all right, what are the barriers to you eating better?
Yes.
And we're like, okay, going to the supermarket, big barrier, especially out here in LA. It's
yes.
like you have to find somewhere to park. You have to deal with all the energy in the supermarket where you're just like,
it's
oh
draining.
my God. It's very draining. The lights. It's just a lot. And then also if you go there at a certain time and you're hungry or you're stressed out, then you end up with all this other crap that you didn't really want. So
yes.
talked about that.
Yeah, I'm all, yes.
I'm always thinking, okay, how do we kind of just take some of the barriers out and create an experience that's a little bit easier? Because there's no reason why we can't make that easier.
Yeah.
And so Instacart's amazing. I actually tell a lot of my clients to do it. And like I said, I personally do it. And I had a client tell me one time she was in the bathtub and she ordered all of her groceries while she was in the bathtub, and 2 hours later it was there.
Yeah,
so
I know.
It's just something, and it's like, I think it's $150 for the year.
Oh.
And then
I didn't know you could get a...
And then there's no service charge. and you just can like tip your driver.
Okay, so I started using Instacart like 2 years ago, and I don't know if they had that option then.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's why I was like, I can just do this myself, you know, like I can just go and do it myself. But I'm not. The point is, like, I'm not. Sometimes, like, if I need to just go pick up chicken and a few vegetables and a few fruit, that's so much easier. But when you're grocery shopping for a week,
it's a lot.
It's just making the time, and I'm not doing it. So what happens is, like, I write it in my planner every day. Go grocery shopping, go grocery shopping, go grocery shopping.
Like
I cross it out because it's like, I end up putting all my work before it, and then by the time I can go, it's 9, 10 o'clock, and I'm pretty sure they're closed at that point.
I think
Whole Foods,
so.
if I go to Whole Foods,
yeah,
that's where I go.
9 or 10.
Yeah,
but they'll deliver from Instacart from there, so you just give them the list.
That's what I'm gonna do.
And then they populate it too, so like all of your things that you've ordered previously, it'll put it right up underneath.
Wow!
It's really
It's
I should work for Instacart.
Yeah, you honestly should.
Get on Instacart. It's gonna change your life.
Code. Well, that's what I'll probably end up doing today, just so that I don't give myself any more excuses, because I think that it'll save me.
And you think about too, like if you're able to cook more at home, the money that you save from, you know, not going out or just running and grabbing something like a snack is going to be huge.
So huge. That's what I'm going to do then.
Cool. Well, that's good. So if that's a barrier, because we're always looking like, what is a barrier? How can we just navigate around that?
Because if the food is in the house and I see the bell pepper and the chicken and it's all just sitting there, I'm like, oh, crock pot dump, ready in 6 hours.
Because you have now your tools.
Exactly. That's all I need.
Okay.
Yeah, I just need.
So let's see how that works just with using Instacart.
Okay.
Then we had also talked about, actually the one thing I saw, you got that massive delivery of like gluten-free bread.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
That's amazing.
They saw the video.
That's so good.
Yeah, Be Free was like, hey, we saw your video. We'd love to send you, you know, some of our gluten-free vegan bread. And I was like, yes.
Thank you.
They sent so much stuff.
It was a massive amount.
Yeah, and it's really good.
Amazing.
So just being perfectly honest, I decreased my dairy intake by like 90% that week.
That was what I was gonna ask.
I felt amazing. And then this week, things like an Eggo waffle, right? Or, because that has dairy in it for sure.
Probably does.
Even if it's a little, it contains some sort of milk, right? And so then I had like an Eggo waffle, or I had Eggo waffles. The Lucky Charms ice cream, this is the last week. It's gone, or it's gone now. April's a new month, so they got rid of the flavor. So I had to soak that shit up, okay? I just had more dairy products, and not healthy ones, right, on top of that. So not only did I eat worse this week, but I also had more dairy, and I feel it. Any progress that I feel like I made last week is gone. I did put on more weight, which is crazy to me, because I was down to like 118 last week, and this week I'm up to 122. And I'm like, wait, what? And I know it's not muscle. I know it's not. Just in a week or in a few days.
What could happen sometimes is, so if you're eating dairy and it's causing any type of inflammation in your body, what that's doing is it's making your body hold on to water. So if you're inflamed, your body holds on to water. And that's something maybe that's linked within this, is just you're eating dairy, it's kind of inflaming you, and then your body's just...
That makes sense, because I'm like, how could I... Okay, I get it. Like, it was fatty foods, but 5 pounds of fat in 3 days? Yeah, it's water retention.
Water. Yeah. You're not going to gain that much weight. I mean, you're just not going to do that in 5 days. You'd have to eat... So to gain a pound, you have to eat 3,500 calories.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing that. Wow.
To do that, you would have to have eaten, I can't do math, but like, what is that, 15,000 calories or more?
Right.
So I don't think you did that.
Okay, water retention.
But water retention can happen, especially if now we're finding that there is this link between dairy and you not feeling well.
Yeah.
So I think that that's actually a really big win, is to be able to say, okay, because there's nothing more important than you feeling something. Yeah. So if you're able to say, all right, I know when I eat dairy, I feel like shit, and it's very much linked. To have that experience of saying, okay, I know what it feels like when I feel good and I have it, things are going really well, and I want to feel like that. And dairy could potentially be in the way of me feeling like that. So now it's up to you to make that choice to say, okay, you know, I have this week, my health is important, I'm prioritizing, like, I want to do everything that I can do to show up for myself so that I can go and kick ass in everything else. Like, you have so much on your plate. Yeah. So just getting those moments of giving yourself some food, the right types of food, can really kind of light that fire under you. And
no, you're right. Honestly, avoiding dairy isn't hard when I'm cooking for myself. It's only when I'm not cooking for myself and I'm going to things like an Eggo waffle as like, because that's what I've been doing, is like, I won't eat all morning and then I'm like, oh my god, it's 2 o'clock, I haven't eaten Eggo waffle, that's easy to throw in. Whereas when the smoothies are there, then the smoothies are there, or when I'm cooking, like really I eat 2 meals a day, or maybe 3, but like I count the smoothies as a meal because we really jam-pack them with calories.
They are a meal.
They fill me up, and they're huge. They're not like, you know, a little glass. It's like a whole smoothie. It's like a meal replacement in a way. Yeah, when I have that, I don't need anything else. And if I do want something else, then like I don't really feel guilty when I decide to buy myself a bag of Funyuns or something, because it's because I know how I've eaten the entire day, that I'm like, oh, this is fine. It's not going to be hard for me to go back to reducing my dairy. I think Instacart is genuinely going to make such a huge difference for me.
Because then it's just like, it's order it on your phone, whatever, and then it's there.
I remember when I would do it before, and I was like, didn't have to do any of this.
Doesn't it feel like super bougie?
It honestly.
You're like, who am I?
You're like, oh, those are my groceries.
Just, you can put them over here.
Yeah, you can just place them there. Thank you.
Because it's an investment in your health. And
Yeah.
it's not anything other than just giving you the tools and getting you prepared so that you can prioritize your health.
Right.
Bottom line. So if that's going to help, like, let's get that back in. Because we know that you feel significantly better, and all of the goals. I mean, we talked about, you know, more balanced eating. So when you were focused on that, prioritizing that was really great. You felt better. Your immune system, that was another big one that we talked about. So
yeah, I haven't gotten sick, and I've been waiting to get sick. Because I expect it now at this point. I haven't gotten sick, which is really great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so how about your sleep? Because you did say that it improved when you were eating a little bit better and then kind of shifted. So tell me a little bit more about your sleep.
Yeah, so I was on a much better sleeping schedule when I was eating my own cooked meals, and then like I was going to bed at like midnight, waking up at like 8 a.m.
Oh wow.
8 or 9.
Nice.
It like was easy. But I was getting 8 hours of sleep, and I was waking up in the morning. And then in the last week and a half, when my diet shifted, I'll explain it this way. And this could be complete BS, honestly it could, but if I had to like figure it out in my mind, I feel like I'd have the crock pot, and no matter what, when that meal was ready at 9, I stopped my work and I was like, it's ready, I'm gonna eat this right now. Even though it stays warm, I was just like, I did my part, I cooked it, I waited for hours, I'm gonna sit down and eat this. So I would make sure to eat that food, and then generally I'd be like, okay, I've got an hour to work, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. It really helped me have a routine, and the second that left, I'd be like, okay, I don't have dinner waiting for me, so I'm just gonna keep working until 10. And then 10 o'clock rolls around, then I go to the gym at 11, then I get home at midnight, then I'm hungry, so I eat. 1 o'clock rolls around, I've watched Game of Thrones, and now I want a snack. And so it's like this terrible cycle.
Because you have no structure within all of that. There's no like...
It just seems crazy to me that something like a dinner could actually affect my structure, but I think it actually is.
And at that point too, when you think about the stress that your body's under, when, you know, you just have your day-to-day stress, and then you're asking yourself to work out on top of all that, it's just not going to be, your body's not going to recover as well. So then, yeah, you'll see that immune system get hit. And
yes, exactly.
All right, so what we have to figure out, Instacart's a big one.
Yes.
That can be one just to make sure that we have the groceries in the house.
Yeah,
because,
every week.
You know, it's the first week getting into something when you're excited, it's easy to do it. But when life kind of kicks in and you're like, all right, where am I at now? Like, I'm stressed out. This is how I'm just going to kind of fall back into old patterns. It's extremely normal. So we just have to figure out what are a couple things. We don't have to change everything. You know, sometimes just taking one thing on at a time is like, let's start there. So Instacart can be a good add-in, and then maybe it's just committing to having dinner or breakfast, or like one thing where you're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna start to integrate that into my routine. So it doesn't have to be like, if I don't get my groceries, if I don't make dinner, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, then everything falls to shit, you know?
Right,
So how can we just say, all right, what are a couple things that we can bring in so that you can start to build this healthier lifestyle for the long term?
I think one thing that I am gonna do, because I do get lazy when it comes to the smoothies, I saw on Pinterest that people will prep smoothies in a baggie, and they'll just like put all the fruits and veggies into a
like
bag.
a Ziploc.
Yeah, and then they put it into the...
I put them in the freezer.
Okay.
So like prep it, put like your greens, your hemp seeds, your, why am I blanking on the word? Fruit. Like, what is that weird thing? It's a fruit. But yeah, you put all of that, all of the dry ingredients basically into a baggie, and then just stick it in the freezer, and then you have it, you could do like 10 of them.
And then you just dump it.
And then you dump it, add in your liquid, and blend. And
Yeah, that's gonna be another thing. I think like the second I get groceries, I'll just prep them for the week. That way I don't even have to think about it.
And then as far as the dairy, since we know that that's not making you feel as good, I know you said it was the ice cream, the Lucky Charms ice cream, but where is it coming back in other than like the Eggos and the Lucky Charms?
Yeah, it's coming from that and just junk food. You know, like all like the chips, Doritos,